Okay. Hello, hello. So, today we're continuing with Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis. Last time we left off, we just got through this door, and I haven't even seen what's around the corner yet. But we see this hallway with some bones. I don't think there's anything we want to explore or we want to interact with here. I'm guessing these bones don't really have anything.
How horrible.
But
I don't need these bones.
what I intend to do today is a couple of hours of Indiana Jones, and then we'll switch over to Genshin. We haven't gotten any sort of drip marketing for the next characters after Kave and
The eyes
the
look like
other
they're
dude,
following me.
Baiju. Huh?
Look at those tusks.
We're being
This was a
watched,
hinge pin that held up the door. I
and
can't
so I
move it.
plan on
I can't
pulling
move it.
for Shenhe. We'll go into that door later after we go down this hall. Ooh, what's that? More bones. Strange markings. There's an up symbol.
Atlantean graffiti. Atlantean graffiti. Atlantean graffiti.
Is that all it is? No hints?
Atlantean graffiti.
Yeah, it's pointing up. An up arrow. Okay, more. Alright, let me try to get a sense of this. How far does it go? Does it ever end? It feels like we've already gone around in a full circle, which shouldn't be possible. Oh, wait, what? Oh, that's where we came from, but you can actually go around. Okay, okay, so we did go in a full circle, but it can actually connect. Well, let's try going into this door first then. Lava pit. That looks like a well. Another. It's not a well, or these are sensors, I believe,
It's a lava pit full of calcified skeletons.
with where you're supposed to have fire. Hmm. Wait, actually, let me place the
The
oracle.
orichalcum is already in the box.
I'm just gonna try using this, see if it points anywhere.
It's not pointing anywhere.
Nope.
It's a lava pit full of calcified skeletons.
So interesting that the lava pit's still hot. There are skeletons in there. Whoa. Looks like there were a lot of people who died here.
I bet this one never won a beauty contest.
Can you tell from the skeleton, huh?
It's a bronze rod, probably a king's scepter.
Let's pick that up. These look very similar.
It's a bronze rod. This was a hinge pin that held up the door. I don't think that'll work.
Can't use them together. So these are probably
Look at those
royalty, huh?
feet, or whatever they were.
Oh, is Indiana Jones a foot guy? I didn't know that. Good to know. New piece of information. I never knew about it. What Indiana Jones was into. Like, he always had love interests, but we never quite explored his sexual proclivities in his films, not to any deep, great extent. So maybe that's what caused trouble with him and Willie, because I know Temple of Doom was a prequel to Raiders of the Lost Ark, and in Raiders, he's single, which is at least presumably, and then in Last Crusade, he also seems to be single. But that one's a sequel to Raiders in terms of the timeline. More
More
strange
Atlantean
markings.
graffiti.
Yeah. And I can't.
More Atlantean graffiti.
Yeah, I can't actually look at it. I can just kind of. It says it's. Based on the shape, it says not clockwise. That's how it feels, but can't really tell. Oh, we got these slots and a mouth. Wonder. This looks like a tank that maybe I can.
Looks like another hungry mouth.
Maybe I can pilot it using.
Looks like an empty slot.
Using these, can I? Oh, I can use these to.
It's a lever.
maybe pilot them, but I probably need all three, and I probably need to place an orichalcum bead into the mouth, and it'll start moving. But given that I only have 2 out of the 3 levers, let's not do that quite yet. Let's look at this hulking machine.
It's
Like
a
I said,
huge version of the Microtar statue.
Microtar. Microtar? I don't know what that is. That sounds like a small version of a minotaur. Taur means bull, I believe. Taurus being the bull. Horoscope, I think? Oh, this room looks very similar to those other rooms in the labyrinth. I don't see anything I can interact with here, though. Not a great, just a dead end. Alright. Now let's check out this door. Can we get another rod so we can maybe pilot the tank? So this room looks different, but there's still nothing that I can interact with, as far as I can tell. Okay. I wonder if I can use this light wand as a rod. Because now we come all the way full circle. So we picked up a scepter. There's nothing interesting in the lava pit. I don't think there's anything I can place in there. Right? Let's just try using some stuff with the lava pit, see if it does anything, but I'm guessing it doesn't. Just intuitively, it'll be a dumb thing to do anyway, throwing stuff into the lava pit. Why?
I don't think that'll work.
Me neither.
I don't think that'll work. I don't think that'll work.
I wish he had some commentary about, like,
I don't think that'll work.
I don't want to throw this away or something like that. That would work. Okay. I'm gonna try seeing if I can use this light wand with the... Also, this strange carving. I don't...
Creepy.
Can I interact with it in any way?
I don't think that creepy. It looks like a hellish elephant.
Hellish elephant. I know that's sort of foreshadowing for what it turns people into, this machine that we see eventually. Can we use the light wand?
It's a lever. It doesn't work.
No. Maybe I can use the shepherd.
It doesn't work.
Oh. Maybe the wooden peg.
It doesn't work.
So, I'm a little worried about running out of orichalcum beads, but let's try sticking one in there.
It's a lever.
It seems to be accelerating.
I can't move it. I can't move it.
Okay, these don't seem to do anything.
I wonder if these markings are related to that huge machine.
Okay, they probably are.
I wonder if these markings
but
are related to that huge machine.
I can't really make much sense out of it. This is a spiral that goes counterclockwise, but there's a cross over it, indicating maybe you shouldn't do it, but what does that actually mean? And this, it almost looks like here it's the right and the left. Maybe I only need 2, and so I can do something like this. I can pick up the lever again and then insert it into the left one. Oh, okay, good. I'm not stuck there. Then I can push. I'm just gonna save so that maybe if I end up wasting a bead, that I can just go back here.
It's working.
Okay, nice. That's how it works. Ooh. So where's it taking us? Am I supposed to do something? Okay. Riveting liver action indeed. I just wish I could figure out what I'm supposed to do here. Can I pick up one of these levers? Well, what? I mean, I could try just process of elimination. There aren't that many different combinations
It won't
here.
go any further.
But I didn't quite catch what the symbol was. Let's actually try going back. So here, oh wait, can I see? So it does have a. Okay, I think I see what it's like. It was really hard to tell, but it looks like the bottom right and the bottom middle are big, which indicates the way you want it to be. I really wish you could actually look at it and it would change the view, but not a big deal, I guess. It's something you can make sense of just from this view. But okay, now I think I know exactly how to stop this machine. It kind of gets you stuck here though if you didn't remember. It makes you essentially reload a save like I did, unless you can just do the process of elimination, which I didn't quite feel like. Oh shit. Oh no. Uh-oh, is that the end? Oh no.
That was close.
It's like Last Crusade, where the Nazi tank falls off a cliff and Indy jumps out in time. Oh. Wait, is that it? Can I go somewhere else? That might be the only option. Uh-oh. This looks like I could get lost here. Temple of Doom? I guess you could call this a Temple of Doom of a sort. Oh no, am I gonna have to memorize this shit? I'm guessing I can't walk over this lava.
I can't climb back up. The passage is too... I can't climb back up.
Okay, that's a one-way.
It's too steep.
This is probably a sink of some sort then, where... Okay, so that means I have to go through here, which leads us where? Oh no. Okay, there's a lot of options though. I have 5 different places I can go into. Alright, if I go... It's probably gonna send me down... Yep. I can't go down there. There's 2 options here. Where does this send me? Okay, up there. What about the other one on the right? Where does that send me?
Whoa!
That's a one-way. Okay, well, looks like I have no option, but... Wait, oh, this is that side, right? Yeah, okay. Okay, so... I can't go... I shouldn't go... I shouldn't go down here on the right. I should go on the left, so that it brings me up there. This brings me down there. Let's see where this brings me. Okay, what's that, hay? Huh. But that's
I
a
can't
one-way.
climb back up. The passage
Okay.
is too steep.
Well, so that place is a no-go. I also can't go up
I can't
there,
reach
can
it.
I? No. So I've already gone here. That's a no-go. It leaves these two now. Let's.
I can't reach it. I
Wait,
can't
what?
reach it.
What? Why can't you reach it? Can't go up the stairs there? Oh, are these not stairs? Maybe these aren't stairs. Let's see. Yeah, I guess not. So in that case, I'm gonna have to go like this.
Whoops.
And then over here. And then we can... Wait, can I go up to the left here? I don't think so. No. Well, here. I'm gonna save it here. Door maze with lava. Because, I mean, it's not that hard to get back to where you started, but it just wastes time. Okay, so that brings us there. Where does this bring us? Okay, up there.
I can't reach it.
He can't jump down? You would think that Indy would be pretty capable of jumping down. Oh, well, that's how he gets there. And he can go back up. Alright.
I can't reach it.
So you can go down these stairs. Let's see what happens if he goes up these stairs. Oh, so that brings us to these two doors. Which I'm just gonna guess this is gonna be a trap that brings me down. Oh, no. Let's see. I can go up these steps. Which it looked like those steps pointed to some sort of mural. But I can't interact with it. I don't have any sort of... I don't have my inventory available. So, let's try going down here. This looks like... It's almost like this would be a puzzle. I wouldn't want to step here. It would be like boiling hot. He would die within seconds if he tried to go here. In fact, he'd die within seconds just being in this room, period. But... Well, that's Indy. Okay. Huh. What? What kind of puzzle is this? I might have to choose my steps so that I always have at least two options up ahead. Yeah. So this isn't a memorization puzzle, but rather... Yeah, gotta spell Jehovah. Well, right, it starts with an I, right? In the Latin alphabet. I think that's how it went. Alright, so... Lava puzzle. I mean, it doesn't really matter, I can reset it, but... So to get... This is the choke point here. I can't get through here because the moment I step here, this is gonna disappear. So I need to make sure I always have two options up ahead, I think. That. But now I only have one. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Obviously. Huh. What am I missing? What about going here? Does that lead anywhere?
I can't go there.
Alright, this is actually a logic puzzle. Oh, I'm assuming it's always solvable. Can I take my
I
first
can't
step
go there.
No. Yeah, I'm guessing whatever the orientation is, that it's always solvable. But it also might not be the case. Oh, wait, what? How come that didn't cause one to disappear? Alright, well now I've solved it. That's odd. I don't know how I solved that. Because something should have disappeared. Well, in any case, we got past it. Alright, we're getting close, I think.
Here's Sophia's shining city. Not the paradise she imagined, that's for sure. Amazing how the place is still humming, maintaining
Right?
air pressure for untold centuries.
Right? That's insane. Like, literally, that's gotta be supernatural. This kind of shit would wear down and, yeah, be essentially flooded probably within years, if not months, without human upkeep. But somehow it survived millennia, right? If it goes back all the way to ancient Greece, we're talking at least
Sophia isn't here to see this.
like 2,000 years
Go
plus.
back for her. It might be my last chance.
Oh wait, can I? Am I gonna need Sophia? And he's saying it might be my last chance. Oh no, I don't want to go all the way back through all that. She wouldn't come anyway. Let's try going forwards.
It's a receptacle for the stone discs.
I might end up getting stuck, unable to beat the game without her. But let's try it. I know there's multiple endings. Multiple scenarios. Okay.
That didn't do anything.
So, look at this. Final entrance yielded only to contrary minds. Special stones. I didn't see anything else that related to the orientation of those stones. Hold off fate. Yeah, there's not any other hints, so if we just follow this. Hot sunlight. Sunset on a new moon. And waxing on volcano. Right? Sunset on a new moon. And waxing on volcano.
Still nothing.
Alright. In that case, I think we need to reverse it, because that's what we had to do to get in.
Nothing again. What's well-aligned mean, I wonder?
Well-aligned? Hereby do recount the time and place whereof Critias spoke in rendering into Greek. He made a tenfold error. So 250 miles north of the city and greater 480 miles to the south. So this is Gates of the Kingdom. Different. Sunstone sufficed. Hot sunlight bathed the tall horns. Where does it say well aligned? No horses are in need of them. They work as if by magic. Colors are failing. Where to search yielded a supply. Oh wait. Mortal man would never rule the sea. Huge colossus, orichalcum, gods themselves. Freaks of nature, celestial. Oh, celestial spheres were well aligned. Celestial spheres were well aligned. What does that mean? Okay, so that's the hint. Let's see. Is there a way to make them... Noon sun. The new... Oh, oops. So let's start by setting the noon sun here. Noon sun with the new moon, waxing with the setting, full moon with the darkness. Okay, maybe it's the other way around then. Noon sun, full moon, waning is setting, new moon is darkness, rising is waxing. Because waxing is the opposite of waning, so it means rising. City, east, volcano, west. Setting sun is the west, so maybe that means it should be west on the setting sun, city for the new moon, and darkness. Interesting. I would have thought the city would be the sun, but then volcano could be the sun, and east would be the rising sun.
That didn't do anything.
Nope. Alright, let's try rotating it the other way.
Still nothing.
Waxing, rising. West, rising. Okay, we're gonna try east, rising. We're gonna try the other way here.
Nothing again.
Uh-huh.
That didn't do anything.
Maybe it has to be... Maybe the sunstone has to be the opposite as well. Because it said contrary minds, and that means the noon sun should be on the opposite side compared to that. So noon, full, volcano.
Still nothing.
Nope. Setting west. Waning. Waxing.
Nothing again.
Okay. Huh. Well aligned. Darkness, new moon, city. Noon, full moon, I think I already tried this one.
That didn't do anything.
Setting, waning, west. Let's try reversing that.
Still nothing.
New moon. Darkness, new moon. See, this seems like that's how it should be well aligned. Try this.
Nothing again.
That.
That didn't do anything.
Yeah, are there any hints around here, maybe? But okay, I have some idea.
It's hungry for orichalcum.
Okay.
That didn't do anything.
Okay, sure. Oh, you can go there, but statue doesn't have anything, and I can't walk anywhere else. Other than back to where I came from, I suppose. Mortal man would never rule the sea. They planned a huge colossus, which by use of orichalcum 10 beats at a time would make them like the gods themselves. Nurapsal was one such king. He it was, say the wise men of Egypt, who first put men in the Colossus, making many freaks of nature at times when the celestial spheres were well aligned. The waters rose around their city. The kings of Atlantis, one after another, sought to hold off fate. Were well aligned.
Still nothing.
I mean, see, well-aligned points at certain things that I thought about, but it could also be the contrary nature, like in the other page. But the problem is there's so many ways it could be misaligned, and compared to only a handful of ways it could be well-aligned. So if it's misaligned, that just doesn't give me anything to work with, right? It's just like how there's many more ways for something to be chaotic than for it to be ordered. So yeah, I don't know. Guess and check. I'm not a huge fan of proof by exhaustion, but that might be what I have to do. But I would have thought the setting sun, waning, and the West Sea, like that makes sense.
Nothing again.
But let's try this then. I'm at least gonna go back to the original noon, full moon, rising, waxing, setting, waning. See, I also don't know if you should reverse it just because one is the moon and one is the sun. So, you know, maybe it should be reversed.
That didn't do anything. Still nothing. Nothing again. That didn't do anything.
Okay, that didn't work. So noon, city, west, waxing, rising. Right, so this is what I would have had in mind. Rising, new moon. See, that doesn't seem well aligned. Although I wonder, what about the other markings on the stones? Is there a way to align these? Like this, there's this marking here, but there's no other marking on the outer stone that would correspond to that I can see. And there's no marking on the inner stone, so I don't, that's probably not a hint. Full moon. Noon, new moon.
Nothing again. That didn't do anything.
Well, at least there aren't that many setups
Still
for the middle stone.
Nothing again.
Yeah. Noon, new moon, city, east, waxing, setting, rising, waning, west. If the sun and darkness, let's say the sun is here and the earth is here, the new moon should technically be on the other side, whereas the full moon should be on the same side as the sun, because wait, no, the new moon should be on this side, right? And the full moon should be on the opposite side of the sun, because the sun's rays reflect off the moon and onto us so that we can see it, right? And that's why the crescents are pointed towards the sun like that. So that part would make sense. But what about the volcano city?
That didn't do anything.
I feel like I already tried that one.
Still nothing.
New moon, volcano, city, east sea.
Nothing again. What's well aligned mean, I wonder?
King statues to do their work as if by magic. When their colonies were failing, wise men carved strange devices out of amber to search for the metal. Okay. Waters rose around their city. Mortal men would never rule the sea. They planned a huge colossus, 10 beads at a time. It was who first put men in the colossus, making many freaks of nature at times when the celestial spheres were well aligned. Waters rose around their city. Waters rose around their city. So there's the city, or there's the city. How do I make the waters rise?
That didn't do anything.
I hope it's not like it has to be diagonal or some shit. There's
Still nothing.
so many different permutations there. And what's with the tall horns too, right? Compared to the other stuff. That's one thing I'm not sure. I don't get. How do I make the outer stone aligned properly? Because that
Nothing
page
again.
on the book doesn't actually tell us. Mortal men would never rule the sea. Huge colossus. Who first put men in the colossus, making many freaks of nature. Waters rose around their city. And let me think. The tides aren't going to be of much help. There's lunar tides and solar tides. Lunar tides are stronger because the moon's closer. When there's a full moon, that would mean that at the time that you're seeing the full moon above you, it would be high tide. But also the new moon, because it's the opposite side as well. There's... So the city would be taken over if it's over a full moon or a new moon. It's like contrary.
That didn't do anything.
I can't see any other hints. Alright. Is there anything else? We're getting to the climax, that's for sure.
Still nothing.
Maybe it's just these two? Noon sun and new moon.
Nothing again.
Possible that the middle stone is not necessary?
That didn't
I
do
would guess
anything.
that all three stones are necessary, considering it's the final one. But okay, I'm gonna try one thing. I'm gonna try going back and seeing if I can get Sophia. I don't know if she can provide any hints or if she has any sort of functionality on this particular puzzle. But I'm stuck in that puzzle right now, so might as well try something else for the moment. Even if it means we're gonna have to solve that lava puzzle again. In fact, is it even gonna let me go back? Oh no, we're gonna have to solve it twice again, aren't we? Huh. Well, solving it this time wasn't very difficult. Right, that brings me over there. Where does this bring me? Oh, okay, there's nothing. I wonder if it's possible to save Sophia. She just refused to get out of that goddamn... I'm guessing this is gonna send me over here, actually. She refused to get out of... Oh, no, it's not. Get out of the goddamn, prison cell. I just don't know how I was supposed to get her out. Also, I wish this emulator had a speed up function. Actually, I wonder if it does. There's this text speed. Oh, Control F, Control G. Oh, there you go. Nice. Okay, that's better. Hey, I should have played it this way from the start. And Control G is super fast mode, apparently. Alright, that makes it a lot more comfortable. Hell yeah, this is how I like to play, or yeah, like NES, SNES games, or even PlayStation games when I'm playing on an emulator. Oh no. Oh. Okay, can I go back to regular speed? Okay, now we're regular speed. So this is the dungeon. How do we get her out?
It's the tunnel leading back to where I came from. Once it was a priceless artifact. Now it's a pile of junk.
What makes you think this is safer now?
Get a move on and find out.
I need a moment to think.
God damn, lady. Can I use this?
I can't do this by myself. It's not sturdy enough to do any good.
I don't have any sturdy rocks.
That doesn't seem to work.
Can I place these
Case
stones
door will
on
just smash it.
Okay.
I don't think that'll work.
So there's nothing that's particularly strong enough. Then probably. Damn.
It seems to be an air vent.
Can I pick up the ladder? I wonder if the ladder would be of any use. There's nothing else in the statue that I can use. Let's go back to where I placed the ladder. Right, it's...
Come back here, Jones!
It's your fault. I'm trying to save you. Slag. Can I pick up that slag?
It's all that's left of the eel statue. I don't need a worthless heap of slag.
Right, well, at least the speed hacks makes it so that this isn't going to be as painful going back and forth. Yeah, the statue room. Wait. Where did I place the ladder then? Maybe it broke at some point? I don't remember what happened with the ladder. That's the machine room. Okay, I'd rather avoid the Nazis if I can. Where's this guy going? Yeah, so there's nothing there that would allow me to keep that door open, what I can tell. Let's pick everything back up then, huh?
That won't work.
Maybe I need some of these pieces. It's possible
I can't pick that up now. I can't pick that up now.
Maybe that's something that I was missing? Sure. There's nothing here that
I can't pick that up. I'll never get through here.
Yeah, there's nothing here that I can pick up. No stones or such that I can use.
Chance again.
Oh.
Too bad you didn't leave when you had the chance.
We'll see about that. I'm tired of running. Now it's your turn.
Uh-oh. Oh no. Wait, I couldn't turn off the speed there, so I couldn't react in time. I don't know how to turn that off in that mode. It might not be possible. Uh-oh. Well, at least
Can't go there.
right. Is this a hint? This looks like it could be the full moon. And that looks like that could be a volcano. So let's try keeping that in mind. That's the full moon, this is the volcano. So let's try that now. So
Here's Sophia's shining city. Not the paradise she imagined, that's for sure. Amazing how the place is still humming, maintaining air pressure for untold centuries. Too bad Sophia isn't here to see this. I wonder if I should go back for her.
I mean, I want
Might
to,
be my
but
last chance.
nothing. I can't seem to say anything to her to stop or to have her come. Moon, sun. That, and then the volcano.
That didn't do anything.
Yeah, figured. Could be the new moon.
Still nothing.
What if it's like the new moon or the full moon should align to the noon sun there?
Nothing again.
Could be that the new moon should align there.
That didn't do anything.
Okay. Could be that the darkness should align with the new moon.
Still nothing.
It could be that the darkness should align to the full moon.
Nothing again. What's
No.
well aligned mean, I wonder?
Okay. Alright, well, let's try going back. Yeah, at least going back's fairly easy. What about this way?
Weird.
Alright. It's possible that I need these pieces. Yeah.
It's a chain with one end looped through the statue arm. I can't move it.
Right, there's nothing else here that I can
It's debris from the robot.
interact with. I'm just gonna double check here. I feel like I remember there wasn't anything else here, but let's just see.
It seems to be a simple storage nook. It seems to be a simple storage nook.
Get this debris, nothing there. Alright. Alright, this time saver is... I wish I had discovered it much earlier. Oh no, I should... When I go there, I should make sure I don't have the speed up there. Are there any hints I can discern by looking at the
Looks pretty
cage?
heavy.
Maybe I can talk to Sophia?
Sophia,
Can I talk her
Yes?
into this first?
see you soon.
Don't leave me here, Indy.
I don't wanna. Can I give her something?
I don't think that'll help me. I don't think that'll help me.
Can I use the whip with the cage?
I don't think that'll work.
I don't think that'll help me.
She's trapped.
I don't think that'll help me. What am I supposed to do with this?
Maybe we'll think of something.
Oh, she can take it, okay. What about giving the scepter to her?
That's about the right size, but I don't think it's sturdy enough to help me. What makes you think this is safer now?
Can she use the pin now?
I've got a plan.
Which is?
Brace the cage with a hinge pin.
You know, that just might work.
Oh shit, it just might work.
There!
Now come through, lady, thank you.
You know, I had to slug you.
Come on, Sophia, don't be angry.
Angry? You left me rotting in this hellhole!
Well, if
Nice.
that's how you feel, maybe you should stay here.
Yeah, seriously,
I
I
will.
tried so much.
Great idea.
Fine.
Is she gonna go back in?
Fine.
Oh, okay. Of course.
What was that?
I'm not sure. I think Nurab Sol made me do it.
Is that so? Dangerous
Nice.
fella, that Mr. Sal.
I like the
Yeah.
leg
Well,
bend.
we better be going.
Okay, I guess we might have managed to get the Sophia route.
I can't. It's wedged in too tight. Sophia,
Yes?
any idea where we are?
Some
Well,
sort of
obviously
dungeon, I
Atlantis.
guess. Strange. I always thought Atlanteans were too advanced to need dungeons.
Unfortunately, that's not a thing. No matter how advanced you are, you're gonna need dungeons or something like it.
You can hold my hand if you're scared.
Don't push your luck, Jones.
I wonder where the rest of the Nazis are.
If we stay here much longer, we'll probably find out.
Sophia,
Well,
What do we do now?
let's get out of here. Somewhere beyond the waterway, Nurab Sal is calling my name.
Okay, so I needed that hinge pin, which I could only get by breaking that statue at the entrance there, so it was impossible to save. Oh, and it brings us straight to this room instead of that labyrinth, so there's no way to go back. Alright. Well, we got Sophia saved. Maybe she'll have some insight.
Indy, Nurab Sal is here. I sense his presence.
Hold on a minute. Where exactly is he?
Right around the corner, I'm sure of it.
Show me.
All right, prepare yourself and follow me.
Alright,
Well,
let's do
for
this.
crying out loud.
Is she gonna get caught again or something? I've already been
In here,
here.
Indy. Follow me.
I already picked up the scepter. It's the lava room.
Ah, Dr. Jones.
Welcome to my humble abode.
Okay. What do you got to say, Sophia / Nurab Sal?
Hey,
Speak, mortal!
jeez, this place gives me the creeps.
Oh, I find it exceptionally...
Restful.
How's the throat? You sound a little hoarse.
I'm still finding my...
True voice. Soon you will hear my commands and obey.
Keep your shirt on, there's no hurry.
Nurab Sal is pretty conceited for somebody who's been dead for 1,000 years or multiple
Come on,
thousand years.
Sophia, let's get out of here.
Never.
I'm staying right here with the spirit who guides my thoughts.
Sophia, is that you?
The woman that was is now...
The king that shall ever be.
Address me accordingly, please.
So are you a girl or a guy now, or what?
Flesh means nothing. I am the great spirit incarnate.
Yeah, well, I'm glad we cleared that up. Are you coming with me or not?
I'm not going anywhere.
Why are you acting like this?
Acting like what? Speak your mind.
Churl.
Let me talk to the mortal woman.
Make it quick. The time for human frailty is past.
How do I snap her out of this?
I think your necklace is driving you nuts.
That's absurd. For the first time in my life, my mind is perfectly clear.
Wise up, Sophia. Throw the necklace away.
No, no. Nurab Sal wouldn't like that.
So yeah, her necklace
Mind
is
if I look at your necklace?
causing, yeah. Is there a way for me to remove it?
I don't think that'll work.
No, I can't whip it out of her.
Don't you dare take my necklace! Ah! Ow!
Huh.
That medallion is hot.
Drop it, why don't you?
Nurab Sal won't let me.
Uh-oh. How do I stop that? How do I save her with the...
That doesn't seem to work. That doesn't seem to work. That doesn't seem to work.
Can I get water?
Now it's cooled off.
Okay. So that's probably a step towards doing that.
Excuse me.
Speak, mortal!
What's making you so weird?
What do you mean?
Cho?
Let me talk to the mortal woman.
Make it quick. The
Okay,
time
so I can-
for human frailty is past.
So I can at least do this.
How can I help you?
I can't help myself, that's for sure. My willpower is gone, replaced by the thing I found and thought I owned. It's all up to you, Indy.
What can I do?
The one who feeds on fire is always hungry. Desperate moments require desperate measures.
Maybe I can overfeed it somehow. With the orichalcum. How many
I have
do
a
I have?
handful of beads. Mind if I look at your necklace?
Ah! Ow! That medallion is hot.
I think I've already used enough orichalcum for now.
Use the scepter?
That doesn't seem to work.
What about the lava-filled cup?
I might need it later to make more orichalcum.
With the
That doesn't
hose?
seem to work.
Light one?
Now it's cooled off.
I don't want to keep wasting orichalcum, but... What could I do? Statue part... Bronze spoke?
Must have been part of some ancient machine. Must have been part of some... It's some kind of machine part. It must have been part of some... This was a hinge pin that held up the door. It's a bronze rod, probably a king's scepter. Mind if I look at your necklace? Why is it flashing like that? I can't do that.
What do you think you're doing?
I don't think that'll work.
Well, let's try using the scepter.
Ah! Ow! That medallion is hot.
That doesn't seem to work. Ouch! It's too hot.
Can I push Sophia?
I might need it later to make more orichalcum.
Now it's cooled off.
I would think that I could use something to, like, get it out of her. I would have thought that I could use the whip, but that clearly doesn't work. So I can have her follow me.
Look at those feet, or whatever they were. Look at those feet, or whatever they were. I don't need any old bones. Mind if I look at your necklace?
Ah! Ow!
Right. So we don't have to keep doing this over and over again.
That medallion is hot.
That doesn't seem to work.
Use the scepter.
That doesn't seem to work.
No. Oh.
No!
Oh, that works.
Sorry, Sophia. So long, Nurabsal.
Oh shit. We're destroying him? But what about my orichalcum
Thanks, Indy.
beads?
If you hadn't done that, I'd be as dead as that monster.
Excuse me.
Yes?
Jeez, this place still gives me the creeps.
Me too.
It's a lava pit full of calcified skeletons.
Yeah, so
I have a handful of beads.
but now I can't use this fish on a string. Because the
Why,
beads
it's pointing at me.
are permanently... Yeah, there. Alright.
It leads back to the middle ring.
So I can't create more orichalcum beads because I can't enter the labyrinth again. Okay, that leads there.
Stick close, kid. This could be dangerous.
I'll take my chances.
See, I don't remember the way.
I can't reach it.
Oh, no, not there.
Whoops.
Oh. Oh, yeah, that's the way. Okay, how come she's... Oh, well, she cheated. Oh, that leads there.
Ah!
Oh, right, that just leads us back.
Whoops.
That was the left one then? Yeah, it was. So this just... I really can't figure this out. This looks like it's the either the new moon or full moon. And this definitely looks like the volcano. Oh wait, shit, there's the sun. Okay, now I see. I didn't notice the sun here. Okay, now I know the sun's on the right. And that's either the new moon or the full moon. Probably the full moon. And then the volcano on the left. Okay, that gives us a better idea. Excellent. Let's see. Oh, come on.
Uh-oh.
Okay, that's the first time that's happened. I didn't know that could happen. I thought it would always at least give me a chance. That's hilarious. Well, you play with fire, you get burnt. Sometimes, right? Alright. Lava puzzle. Why do I keep accidentally typing lava? Alright. Well, so much for that. Can I go this way? No.
Are you coming?
Hold your horses.
Okay.
Nice moves.
Thanks.
Yay. Yeah, I did. I managed to do it well, I got here before, and then I realized I couldn't solve it, but now I think I might be able to. So I decided to go back to Sophia and try a whole bunch of things until I just decided to try using this goddamn hinge pin. And then I eventually tried using... It took a lot of trial and error, basically. But yeah, I did. But thank you. That's, I mean... It wasn't just pure luck, though, so I do appreciate that the game has a logic to it that makes sense. But let's actually try this out now, because I think I know what the shape is supposed to be based on what I saw on the wall, which I missed the first time.
Uh-oh.
There it is, okay, good. I was missing that
Now,
last
Indy.
one.
I think I turned it on.
Okay, I think we've gotten to the...
Jones would be of some use to us.
Kerner, I knew I smelled a rat.
Yeah, I think this is the climax.
All I smell, Herr Jones, is your pin. Don't move.
Mein Gott, how beautiful! Congratulations, Dr. Jones. You've just handed the Third Reich its ultimate victory.
It'll take more than a few orichalcum bombs to conquer the world, Uberman.
Bombs? The gods don't need bombs.
Take a look around. What do you think this astonishing machinery was used for?
Yeah, good MIDI music. I agree. And ad-lib, I remember hearing that term way back when that was like top of the line DOS games. Never really knew much about the tech behind it though. But yeah, so I remember that there's a whole host of question answers that you have to get through. And I don't know if this is where you have to start getting everything correct. But let's just see it. That was very common sound card. Okay, it was a sound card. Yeah. But man, yeah, this is nostalgic. So, they want to create basically demigods, and I know it goes wrong. These all seem like kind of fun choices.
Holiday barbecues?
Wrong! As Plato himself well knew, this was a factory for manufacturing higher beings.
While you've been wandering around, we've been stockpiling orichalcum.
And now we have all we need. Are you ready for the greatest moment in history, Doctor?
Hideously deformed bones, right. That's a hint.
I think the heat in here has cooked your cabbages.
Let's not...
Scientific discoveries belong to the bold, Jones. That's something you, of all people, should understand.
Yeah, let's not lead them into believing that things will go wrong. And maybe they will turn one of theirs into a monster.
You really believe in this godhood business?
Why not? As a god, I shall know everything, be everywhere, rule everyone.
We both shall rule here, Doctor.
Eh? Don't be silly, Colonel. You're not prepared for this.
We shall see.
Okay, well, looks like I have no choice.
Didn't you notice how the skulls here have horns?
Experiments gone awry, unworthy slaves sacrificed in the name of knowledge. Progress has
Oh, whoops.
its
Yeah.
price, you know.
Text is going too fast. Yeah, well, there you can clearly see a lot of hubris among these
Maybe
guys,
they were
huh?
quite human to
It's
begin with.
sort of a theme of
Inhuman or subhuman.
the Indiana Jones villains.
When they bathed in the awesome power of this device.
And of course, these Nazis believe that they're the perfect humans, right? Valhalla. Maybe this is like reverse psychology. I'd like a crack at that.
Godhood sounds good. I'd like a crack at that.
I like a man with courage.
Or maybe not. I might have...
No.
What?
If anyone's going to become
Okay.
a god, it must be me.
You don't make me laugh.
I am in charge of this operation, you spineless sausage. Activate the machine.
A test is a test. Plato suggested 10 beef. Let's try that.
Wait!
What now, Jones?
Tenfold there? Ooh. Yeah, maybe I could convince them to use 100.
What about Plato's tenfold?
Let's see what
error?
happens.
What about it?
Size 10 handlers?
Most of Plato's numbers were way off target. Just a thought.
may be right. We should divide by 10.
Oh.
Try 1 bead.
1 bead it is.
What'll do? Okay, I was hoping they'd do 100 beads and he would like overload or some shit.
Himmel, it's working.
Oh. Oof. Well, I guess that didn't work for him.
Small bead for a small man, eh, Jones? Now it's your turn.
Well, does he have a gun on me? How can I, rather watch.
You don't need orichalcum, you need a miracle.
Nonsense! I'll start with Plato's number. 10 beads should do the trick. Now, position yourself. Mach schnell. That's better.
How do I get out of this?
Here goes.
Hang on a second.
But the other way? Yeah.
What if Plato's error
Okay,
went the other
maybe
way?
place 100. That's what I was thinking.
How do you mean?
Is this... The scientist does not seem very intelligent considering he's supposed to be a mad scientist. Yeah.
Dividing by 10 didn't work, but multiplying might.
All right, Jones. You decide. How many beads should we use?
It's 100, yeah.
Shoot the works.
This might go terribly wrong.
Let's hope you picked the correct amount. 98, 99,
Oh boy.
100 beads.
Oh boy, I feel like things, like the whole thing's gonna explode with that much energy.
Indy, no!
Whoa. Okay, it's like turned into a being of pure energy. It's probably a bad end. After Indy's fatal transformation, Atlantis shook itself to pieces, sealing its secrets and the Nazis in molten lava. Alright, well, there you go. That's a bad end. But yeah, I think when I beat this the first time, I followed a walkthrough, but I'd rather not do that here. So let's see if we can do became all powerful. It is, but it's not very good because I died immediately, right?
While you've been wandering around.
Yeah, exactly, for 10 seconds, and then that was it. That doesn't seem like a good trade-off.
Now we have all the Are you ready?
It's a good ending. It's just not a good end. I like that ending. I enjoyed it. That was funny.
Didn't you notice all those hideously deformed bones?
Experiments gonna lie.
Alright, let's try just 10 this time, or maybe 20. But ideally I should be able to talk my way out of it. I think that would be the best
Maybe they were
way.
all too human, like you.
Subhuman, you mean?
Ugh.
They were destroyed by their physical imperfections, and they bathed in the awesome power of this device.
Fortunately, we suffer from
So there's a certain bit of irony or hypocrisy here where these Nazis consider these ancient Greeks or Atlanteans who created this to be subhuman, but these folks were also enough to create this incredible technology that the Nazis are incapable of creating. That's why they are trying to unseal it and use it, right? So if they're so subhuman, how come they created shit that you can't?
You're talking suicide, gentlemen.
Scientific discoveries belong to the bold, Jones. That's something you, of all people, should understand.
Do you really believe this machine still works?
not. Everything else we found here certainly
I mean, that's a good point.
Think of it.
It's pretty incredible that all of this stuff survived for thousands of years without any sort of maintenance. But that's generally how things work in the world of Indiana Jones, right? These traps that survive for centuries, if not millennia, without any sort of maintenance. Also, those folks in the very opening scene of Indiana Jones, like, they were able to carve a very, very spherical stone and just have it ready to go. That shit looks like a marble. It's not, it's barely imperfect. Let's see what these other two options
Let's all
could
go home
do.
and die in bed.
We're scientists. We can't live. We must test the machine. And you'll make a fine volunteer.
No!
What?
If anyone's...
Alright.
You...
I am in charge of this operation. Active...
Plato...
Wait!
What now?
Oh, go
Let's
ahead.
try
You
just
can
letting
use
him do
yourself.
10.
You sound a little too happy about this. Tell me what's so amusing.
I think Plato prescribed an orichalcum overdose.
Can save. Yeah.
Just
I
a
figure
thought.
I might try saving at some point in the middle of the dialogue as I figure it out.
We should divide by 10.
Okay, it looks like he just always wants
Try
to
one bead.
divide by 10.
One bead it is.
I was hoping he'd do 100 beats at one point.
Himmel! It's working!
But with just one beat, he turned into one of these deformed creatures. And he was so horrible. I like how his uniform also changes size.
For a small man,
becomes
eh,
small.
Charles? Now it's your turn.
I actually do think it might be good to save here.
Then no
See.
thanks. Godhood's for egomaniacs like you.
Move! Unless you want my men to move you. That's better.
What makes you think you can outdo the old kings?
Science, my boy. We have it, and so did it.
Okay, that's not an answer. What part of the science did you... You have to answer
on
with
a second.
specifics, dude. Let's just try getting it over with. I'll probably end up just like
If your
the other
mind
guy.
compose, anger and resentment may spoil your
But it's
chances.
strange. This guy thinks that it's gonna turn whoever is into a god. So, I mean, he knows that if this succeeds and I become a god, I'm just gonna kill all the Nazis here and just go off, right? It's not gonna. There's no way it's gonna end well for him.
Yes,
So
I'm ready.
let's just try going for it. 10 beats.
Good, good. Let's not take chances.
Wait,
How
20?
does 20 beads sound?
Right, what does he think I'll do first? Exactly. This is not, like, he is not a very intelligent scientist. Whatever you
You
say.
Let's
That's-
hope you've picked the correct amount.
He's the one who picked it, so that's 20?
19, 20 beads.
What does 20 do? Oh, it's the same. Yeah, it looks like the exact same ending. Oh, oh, that's where the scientist went. I missed that the scientist fell into the lava there. I was wondering where he went off to. After Indy's fatal transformation, Atlantis... Yeah, it's the same thing.
That I'd rather watch, but thanks for the offer.
Move, unless you want my men to move.
Okay, looks like I've... At least, as far as I can tell, there's no way for me to stop that.
You don't need aura.
Nonsense. Here goes.
Hang on a sec.
Potato's error went the other way. Don't make me do this. Let's get it over with. Let's try this option again and try
There's no time.
choosing a different,
How many beads should be used?
yeah, number.
No beads, you crazy old man.
Come now, Doctor. Where's your scientific curiosity?
Oh, it's
Please,
this.
Professor,
I got
don't
the
make
same
me
sets
do
of
this.
options. Okay.
Look on the bright side. You'll be leaving your cares behind.
That's not very comforting. Much better god than me.
You know, you'd make a much better god than me.
That goes without saying, but there's no reason to turn up your nose at the chance to become one of the lesser immortals.
Can I talk him into this?
Please, Professor, I've got classes to teach.
Stop whining, man. Let's not take chances.
Okay, looks like I've run out of time.
Friendly beads sound.
No beads. Forget your stupid obsession.
Really, Dr. Jones, get a grip on yourself.
It's not too late. Let's call the whole thing off.
Yeah, I keep delaying.
Show some spine, man. How many beads should we use?
No beads. Let's get out of here.
Not yet.
We still got a chance if we leave now.
I keep having delaying
Glory
options,
belongs to the fearless, Jones.
but I'm not making any progress in preventing this.
Wait a minute. Let's go home.
Stop whining, man. How many beads should we use?
Will you stop with the bead talk?
Really, Doctor, you must cooperate.
Okay, this seems to be looping. Goes there, went the other way.
Listen, what if Plato's error went the other way?
That I don't remember the options that were available
you
after
mean?
this. Multiplying my Plato and Kerner were both. Going to go all the way. Yeah.
You
Let's
can't
try
find good
this,
for a couple
but-
of beads.
The beads.
All right, Jones, you decide. How many beads should we use?
It's all a myth. 20, 100 beads, no beads.
Who
Okay, it's all a
cares how many
myth.
beads? It's all a myth.
In that case, let's try.
Okay, it's now we're doing exactly 10.
8, 9, 10 beads.
Okay, what does 10 lead to? Probably the same thing? But... yeah, I'm thinking I need to find a way to talk my way out of it, but I don't know how.
Indy, no!
It's the same, I think. Right? Everything looks the same. Yeah. So 10, 20, and 100 all fail, so it's basically I need to find a way to talk my way out of it somehow. Which, what if I just keep saying no? At some point, things might change.
Not a chance, cue ball.
Move, unless you want my men to move. That's better.
You don't need aura.
None. Here.
Hang on a Please, Professor, don't make me do this.
I might need to rewind further back.
You'll be leaving your cares behind.
Please, Professor, I've got classes to teach.
Stop
You
whining
think I'm
now.
good? Oh yeah? I
Get
should be able
yourself
to get it from
chances.
here? Okay.
How does 20 beads sound?
Well, hopefully. I mean, it's not a whole lot of dialogue to redo, but better not to, right?
No beads, you crazy old man.
Come now, Doctor.
It's not too late.
Show some how many.
No beads.
Really, Doctor.
We've still got a chance if we leave now.
Options I need to exhaust? Okay. I thought maybe that would be the case.
Wait a minute. Let's go home.
Stop whining. How many?
No beads. Let's get out of here.
Just delay, delay, delay.
Yeah.
We've still got a...
Glory below.
You know, you'd make a much better god than me.
That goes for
We've still got...
glory belong.
Wait.
Stop. How many?
Will you stop?
Really, Doctor. You
We've still got...
glory belong.
Wait.
Right.
Stop. How many?
Seems to lead to all the
No
same.
beads.
Really,
Okay,
just-
let's get...
is your mind?
No. For...
Calm down.
Listen,
How do?
Plato and Kerner.
I think
We're both
Plato
wrong?
and Kerner were both wrong.
All right, Jones. You decide. How many beads?
20 beads, 100.
Will you stop with the bead talk?
Really, Doctor.
Oh, maybe this way I can
For your
scare
sake, I
him.
hope this doesn't work.
Why not?
Let's see. Oh my god. That might be a little too... Let's try
Oh,
this.
nothing. Let's get on with it.
The sooner the better.
Okay, no, I was hoping to do
How
some
many beads should
uh,
we use?
reverse psychology.
Forget the bead.
Really, Doctor.
If I reach godhood, better say your prayers.
What prayer?
This guy might not be smart enough to do proper reverse psychology with.
Once
Just
I'm
do
a
this.
god, I'm sending you straight to hell.
I'm offering you immortality. Is that the thanks I get?
Angry God or dare you?
Ever hear the term angry god? Wait till you see me.
Hang on.
Okay.
Perhaps I haven't thought this
Alright, there we go.
through.
I think we might have
You
found
want
something.
to go first. You're scheming against me in spite of my generosity. Well, you won't get the upper hand that way. Stand aside,
Okay, we had to
Jones.
beat his face over with what would happen instead of using something like reverse psychology, but
99,
I think we might have gotten it.
100 beads. Prepare to feel my wrath.
Okay, there that happens. So now how are we gonna get out if this thing collapses? There it goes. Uh-oh.
Indy!
Follow me, Sophia.
Alright, we were lucky enough not to be in a position where the rubble fell and killed us like the Nazis. Okay, I think there's no actual gameplay here. Nice! Wow! That's a good bit of little environmental
Hurry.
like effect. Kind of like this would be I guess what is it? Uncharted games, right? Were obviously inspired heavily by Indiana Jones, and this is like the kind of sequence they would have where you would keep making the next jump barely on a... like, by the skin of your teeth. Alright, it's a good thing that Indy and Sophia can work this up together without any help from actual sailors. Nice.
You know, a lot of my discoveries seem like tall tales even to me. At least there's some evidence this time.
Or not.
Then again, maybe not.
Oh.
What was that for?
To ease the pain.
Okay, I guess that's the end of that. 593. I don't know what that... I know Indie Quotient is something they came up with because it... well, actually, it uses exactly the same word as IQ, which is Intelligence Quotient, but so that it sounds like IQ, but I don't know what those scores actually really mean. Just a number. Nice. Yeah. The Indiana Jones theme is definitely one of my favorite bits of music in any film. I think John Williams is rightfully considered one of the great film composers of the last, I don't know, 50 years. And yeah, this theme is so good. Now, it is odd that they're just standing here looking at the sunset. It's not like the ending of The Last Crusade where they literally ride off into the sunset and you can see, well, the sunset. That long shot at the end, which goes on for several minutes as the credits roll. But this is pretty cute too. This was back when a video game like this didn't need like 10,000 people working on it. Probably had 100 or something like that. If they made it into a film, it would make it for a good film. Or it could, anyway. It's got all the basic structure of a good Indiana Jones film. Because, I mean, clearly they were inspired in terms of plot by Raiders of the Lost Ark. What I would like, though, is... oh, Tim Schafer. That's one of the big, famous developers. I wouldn't... I've said it before, and special thanks, George Lucas and Steven Spielberg. I think I would love just a remake of this. Or just a remaster. Same kind of gameplay. Exact same gameplay, actually, just with better graphics, better sound. Or they could even do a full-on remake where the gameplay is actually quite different. It could be the same kind of puzzle-solving and adventuring, but just from a third-person 3D perspective instead of point-and-click. I think that could work just fine. But, I mean, it's got a good story, and it's got great characters. It's too bad we don't see Sophia elsewhere. I'm assuming she doesn't appear... well, she might appear in other games for all I know, but I'm assuming this is the only appearance she had. But yeah, that was great. And yeah, thank you again, Beagle, for the little bits of help. You probably saved me several hours in this playthrough. She's an Indian name from the machine. Oh, she is. Okay, that's pretty cool. I kind of want to check that out. But yeah, we'll see. I haven't heard that the other games are particularly good. So I do want to start replaying this at this point. Because I believe this is where things split up into other options. I remember... so this is a thing that I kind of remember, and I'm not sure if if it's just a false memory. It might be the Mandela effect. Which is that I remember there being a scene of a boat in the ocean when you're searching for Atlantis at some point. That did not happen in this playthrough. The only way we got to Atlantis was by the Nazi sub. But I think one of the other routes, it can involve a boat in the Mediterranean at some point. Boat and dive suit. Okay, yeah. I think... So that must have happened then. But yeah, that's what I thought. There was at least one scene of that. So I know I haven't exhausted this game yet. So I kind of want to try seeing the other one. The other ones. Other two paths. Okay. Yeah, I knew there were 3 paths. I know one of them involves going with her. And I think the other one is combat. And the other one, the last one, is puzzle solving, but without her. Someone Jarza was talking about? Oh, I don't remember which one he was talking about. But here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start one of the other routes, but I'm gonna switch over to Genshin soon, because tonight I wanted to do some pulling before the banner goes away in a couple days. So, yeah, gonna switch over from this game. I've been at it for a little less than 2 hours, so I guess in total probably took me like 12 hours roughly to beat the whole game, which is a pretty decent length. I'm hoping that, I mean, the rest of the playthroughs will be shorter because the first third of the game I have already done. Let's see, maybe we'll have to call the whole thing off.
How will I find Trottier and Al-Jabbar?
Not so fast. First, I'm going to tell your fortune. Look into my eyes. Deep into my eyes. For Pete's sake, I'm not going to hurt you.
Also, I think
Now,
Sophia's
hold
voice
still.
actress is quite good. I think she's better than the indie voice
You are
actor.
a remarkable man, Dr. Jones. You possess great strength of character. You are resourceful. Always eager to solve life's deepest puzzles. I could never follow the thoughts of your maze-like mind. So I can't follow you along the twisting path that leads to Atlantis.
Because a lot of times Indy's voice actor kind of sounds just bored and flat. He's not bad, but he's not great. Whereas Sophia, I feel like I can just feel the emotion of this character who's in this situation and just usually annoyed like hell. Sometimes a little scared, but usually annoyed. And I think it really comes through. Okay.
You're right. I better think this through alone.
So this is the puzzle by
understand.
myself, I
Stay in
believe.
touch.
I'm assuming she's gonna somehow end up
Take care of yourself.
in
Talk to any
the
strange Nazis.
story anyway.
So long, Indy.
Alright. This time we're going without Sophia, and it's not gonna be action. I'll try the action one. But yeah, not gonna lie, I'm not a huge fan of the combat in this game. I don't think this game was really designed with combat
Excuse
in
me.
mind. That looks like Trottier.
Are you Alan Trottier? Oh, perhaps. Who's asking? I'm Dr. Indiana Jones of Barnett College. Jones. I believe I've heard of you. Yes, of course, the famous archaeologist. Yep, I'm just about the world's greatest adventurer. And a conceited fool too, I see. Out of my
Okay.
way.
He doesn't appreciate
Feel free
that.
to look me up whenever you're in town. And now,
Okay.
au revoir.
Well, that was... I'm getting mixed
I
signals
better
here.
not go in. The wrong people might be waiting for me.
Okay, so I can't go in.
I better not go in. The wrong people might be waiting.
So the whole, let's see, can I go to the city streets on this route? The whole, like, trick with Sophia is not
Nothing
gonna
interesting over
work. I might have soft-locked her. Maybe. We'll see.
here. Just a moment, monsieur. Yes? Sorry about being so rude. Apology accepted. Feel free to look me up. Just a moment, monsieur. You look confused, Dr. Jones. I'll help you. But first, answer me this. Why did the Atlanteans build their huge colossus? To make themselves like gods. Yes, excellent. Obviously, you know Plato's lost dialogue well. Personally, I doubt I can help you, but my name is recognized among dealers in antiquity. Maybe my business card will be of some use to you.
Maybe that's what I need.
To look me up whenever you're in town. And now, au revoir. It says A Trottier, truly old antiques.
Okay, maybe that's how I
Driver to the airport.
deal with the guy at Algiers. Also, I'm not gonna be able to... Oh, the knife thrower's not there, so I can't use it with Sophia. Who's this guy? Just a background character, I guess.
Hello there.
Ah, a prosperous American.
Omar Al-Jabbar, right, that's who I need.
Do you know where Omar Al-Jabbar lives?
Omar is one of my best customers. Alas, his address is known to few men.
What are you doing here on the streets?
I'm a beggar, Effendi. It is my job to be here.
How's business?
Does he have a
I've
special
seen
today?
worse.
You ever hear of...
Okay, he doesn't have the special, so I probably don't
Atlantis.
have the ability to ride the balloon in this route.
Now, let me get back to work, please.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try... Or I'm gonna try not to assume that I know everything based on my previous experience here, because it looks like there's quite a lot different.
It says balloon ride, closed for repairs.
So yeah, no balloon rides for me. I thought maybe they would have replaced this whole thing with something else that was all relevant to this, but it looks like they just have it turned off, essentially. No balloon rides. Alright, now I can also... Now that I... Oh, also this shop's not open.
I'm not going out there unless I absolutely have to.
That guy looks different.
Excuse me.
How can I help you, Effendi?
Are you Omar?
You mean Mr. Al-Jabbar? That is an also good one, Effendi. I'm his trusted servant, Paul Abdul.
Paul Abdul. Paul... Wait, isn't there some celebrity named Paula Abdul? Like a singer? I actually don't know, but the name sounds familiar.
Can you arrange a meeting with Mr. Al-Jabbar?
I suppose I could, Effendi, but my master rarely deals with clients in person. Why should I bother him?
Let's show him the card.
I'm looking for Atlantis.
Many look. Only my master finds anything. You'll have to give me a better reason than that.
Excuse me.
Yes?
I think this may interest you.
Ah, the business card of Monsieur Trottier. That's different. Perhaps Mr. Al-Jabbar will desire to speak with you.
Okay.
Wait here until I get back.
Somewhat simpler. Hopefully this isn't a trap.
It all looks pretty worthless. It says drink Elliot's rosewater in Arabic. Pots.
Pots.
Little pots.
Little pots.
Big pots.
Alright, they have pots, little pots, and big pots here. The whole works. Do I just have to wait? Perhaps not. Maybe I have to do something. Maybe I can use the whip
I don't think that'll work.
to break some shit?
It all looks pretty worthless. I don't think that'll work.
I might want to walk to the exit and maybe then he will... No? Okay, he just took my card, or took Authier's card, and he didn't come back. What the hell? Oh, no, those are just NPCs.
I don't want to disturb them. They look kind of busy. Hello there.
Back again, eh?
He said Aljabar is
How's
his
I've seen worse. Now let
or one of his best customers.
It says aerial views, one flight up.
Oh, wait, what? I can actually go out here. Who's this man in the red fez? Okay. Man in the red fez is the only, like, interesting thing that I can see. But I can't seem to catch up with him and, like... Well, let's see. He's gonna head over there, so... He's going in a loop. Let's see if I can intercept him. No,
Hey, where'd he go?
Okay. Is there any other place in the city that I can go to? I don't remember this at all. Is this like Pac-Man, where if I go out one end, I come out the other? Yeah. No, I can't even go there. It's possible I haven't even played through this route. I don't remember if I played through all 3 routes initially. I definitely remember I played through the Sophia, or the route that involves going with Sophia. How do I slow this down instead of speeding up the emulator, right? Can I catch up to him? No, apparently not. Ah.
You there.
Hmm?
You ever hear of a man called Aljabar?
Regrettably, I do not know this man. Salam, Effendi. Think happy thought.
Shit. Okay, the guy just took my card and then ran off.
Excuse me.
What is it now?
How much of those...
Why do you ask? Just trying to throw your height around?
Height?
Huh? Excuse...
What is it?
Could you go see Mr. Aljabar again?
Well now, since you have contacts among antiquities dealers, I guess I could see if he is available. Wait here until I get back.
Okay, so it seems like I maybe have to trigger that, and then I have to go out to the city streets to find this guy in the red fez when he's in the market. Essentially, I need to intercept him while he's in the market. I'll just say R2. Red fez.
Ya da da.
Maybe I can eavesdrop? Can I whip him?
There's nothing to look at.
What was he saying?
Ya da da.
He sounds like Al-Jabbar from the previous route.
Hum-de-dum.
Oh, he was just humming.
Do-da-do.
I can't give anything to him. Maybe I just need to talk
You
to him
there.
then.
Hmm?
Nice fez.
Why, thank you. Are you here for the festival?
No, but that's quite a hat.
Do you like it?
That's better than a sharp stick in the eye.
Oh my, yes. Why does it attract you?
Okay, I don't understand what this conversation's all about. There's clearly it's not about the hat.
It's hard to describe.
Try anyway.
It's kind of dull.
But not as dull as this dull world, don't you agree? Salam, Effendi. Think happy thoughts.
Happy thoughts. That might be a hint.
Hum-de-dum.
Just a moment, please.
Hmm?
Hello again.
Goodbye again. Salam, Effendi.
That was quick.
Excuse me.
Hmm?
Nice fez.
Why, thank you. Are you here for the festival?
Think happy thoughts.
No, but that's quite...
Do you like it?
How much do you want for it?
Sorry, but my beloved Fez is not for sale at any price. Salam, Effendi.
Okay. So I thought maybe asking
Hum-de-dum.
to purchase it might
Mhm.
indicate that I really liked it, but I should just
Nice fez.
Why, thank
stick
you.
with
Are you here?
the directly festive,
No, that's quite a hat.
directly positive ones.
Do you like it?
That's better than a sharp...
Oh my, yes.
Bright or festive?
It's kind of bright.
That's because it's made from the finest red dyes. Salam, Effendi.
Okay. That
It's kind
Festive?
of festive.
Aha, you observe closely, my friend. With a fez, one becomes truly festive. Undoubtedly, you feel envy, no?
okay.
Well,
Of course you are, but there is no need. Here, take my fez and join in the festivities.
it's yours. Don't you need it?
Not anymore. The very act of giving it to you has lifted me to a higher state of festivity.
What is this conversation?
Say, thanks a lot.
Someday you'll understand.
It's a painfully bright red fez. I don't
Where?
think that'll work.
Okay, well, I got the fez. But
It's a painfully bright red fez.
how does that help me here?
There you are.
Oh,
Mr. Al-Jabbar says that he's sorry, but he can't see you now.
can I get my card back?
Excuse me.
What is it now?
Is there a festival around here somewhere?
Well, if there is, you can't prove it by me.
Could you go see Mr. Al-Jabbar again?
Well, you do know, Tratier. Perhaps I didn't explain things very well to my master. Wait here until I get back.
Thought maybe he wouldn't go and I would need to use the fez.
I don't think that'll work.
Like, maybe give it to him. But I guess not. Let's check out the city streets again. The guy with the fez hat is, or the red fez isn't going to be visible, but is there anyone else who is? Yeah, there's nothing here, nothing in the city that I can interact with. That I can see anyway. Let's try walking around. Does that do anything? I can't go to the edges of the city. Oh wait, servant? Oh, shit. Okay, I do see the servant. He went in here. Wait, no, he went this way. Okay, the servant is a lot. Oh, maybe I need to give the hat to the servant so I can track him easily. That could be it.
Hey, where'd he go?
Let's try that. That's an interesting puzzle if that's the case. I give the guy the red fez so that I can track him in this map view.
Excuse me.
What is it?
Nice place.
Thank you.
Excuse me.
Yes?
I think this may interest you.
Why would I want a face?
The magic good luck fez. I don't know.
No woman can resist a man in a red fez.
I'm a happily married man, sir.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Yes?
I think this may...
Why?
It's a magic good luck fez.
But I work for Mr. Al-Jabbar. That's good luck enough.
Excuse...
Yes?
I think this may interest...
Why would I...
It'll make you look taller.
Really? I could be taller?
A veritable giant among men.
Let me see that face.
Okay.
Why, I'm taller than you.
I don't think that's how hats work.
Thank you for making my life complete, Effendi.
My pleasure.
Alright, now let's
Excuse
ask
me.
him.
What is it?
Could you go see...
Well, you wait here until I...
Alright, follow the fez. Now let's try following him. There. Okay. Could it be there? Could it be there? I don't see anything I can interact with in these places. I might need to go interact with him directly. Should follow him physically as well. Yeah, that might be what I need to do. Okay, I think he's starting to loop. Yeah, I might get more hints if I actually follow him like that. Because obviously Indy can't actually see this shit in the game
The
world.
servant's ducking into that house.
There it is. Homer's
I
house.
don't care who he knows. I don't want to see him, understand?
Yes, sir.
Oh, we got him.
Aha!
Dr. Jones, I suppose. What an unpleasant surprise.
Shall I remove this peasant, master?
That won't be necessary, Paul. Now be a good lad and alert the police while I entertain our guest.
But...
We'll talk about your punishment later.
Oh no.
Well,
I thought maybe I would sneak
I had no
in
idea the famous Indiana Jones
instead
was such a
of...
fool, traveling so far and risking so much in pursuit of a mere myth.
It's no
Yeah.
myth, as you well know.
No, let's talk it over. My house is your house until the gendarmes arrive.
Because I figured that, yeah, I'd want to sneak in or knock on the door after the guy, after the servant left. But okay. I think that's actually a good place to stop. Yeah, for this game. We're a little over 2 hours in, and yeah, we made a little bit of progress on the second route. But because of the nature of Genshin, we have to deal with schedules, and I need to do my polls today. So we're going to do that. But I am going to pause for a moment. I need to run to the bathroom. And then we'll switch over to Genshin. Thank you so much for coming by for Fate of Atlantis. If you want to stick around for Genshin, feel free. If not, well, like I said, thank you so much. And I'll definitely be streaming this probably next weekend. I'm going to be busy the weekends this week due to work and all that. But yeah, let's stop for a moment. And yeah, we already saved. Quit this. Start loading Genshin. And I'll be right back.